Hey y'all, happy Friday. Can't see my comments. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm very excited for this training. Let me turn my fan off really quick. It's kind of cold. Come on, Yava. Come on. You gotta go back to your bed, okay? Y'all, I can't stop thinking about zebra cakes. Not that I'm supposed to be eating zebra cakes, but it's just on my mind. Hey, Zanny. Hey, girl. Yes, the replay will be in the group section of the guides. So, anytime, just pop on in there and watch. So I'm just gonna give like a few minutes just for everyone to come in. If not, like I said, the replay is gonna be inside of the. Oh man, I didn't plug my mic in. Oh gosh. Okay, you know what? Let me plug my mic in real quick. The replay is going to be in the guide section of the group, so you can watch it. And also, it is going to be very. Ooh, girl, be careful now here. Let's see. The way this set up right now. Also, don't worry too much about taking notes because this is going to be very heavy in training. But don't worry so much about taking notes because. Let me just double check real quick that my mic is proper. Okay. Because you can watch the replay. So if you feel like, oh my gosh, I need to take notes, don't stress. Okay. All right, guys. So you know what? I'm just gonna jump into it because honestly, I have a lot of things to do today. So I need to get started. And if I am not answering your question, I'm going to do it at the end because I can't see my comments and all the things that I need to look at the same time. And I also want to stay focused to get the information out and then I'll go back. Okay. So today it's going to be fully hands-on. So again, don't stress yourself too much about needing to take notes. Try to more so pay attention and focus. And then afterwards you can go back and watch the replay and take all the notes. This will live forever inside of the Facebook group as long as the Facebook group is alive. And like I said, it'll be in the guide section. If you don't know where the guide section is, just Google it because Facebook is always changing and what it looks like on the computer is totally different than on your phone. So I don't want to like record something and then all of a sudden it's like not there. So like just Google it. Okay. So then, all right. And let's see. Okay, cool. All right. So let's get into this. So what I want to show you guys is a automated Instagram sales funnel. I'm going to kind of just show you behind the scenes. I'm going to walk through one of them that I actually have going on right now. And I'm going to show you how to make this completely hands-off. So this is, I guess I would like to call this like fully automated because sometimes there are parts of it there, you know, where you still do it manually, but this one's fully hands-off. Okay. So one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of us make is that we tend to make Instagram posts, but we do nothing to connect and convert that traffic. Okay. So let me pull up the Instagram post that I want to show you. So we do nothing to connect and convert that traffic. So we make this post, but then like, where are we sending that traffic? Where are we guiding this traffic to? And how are we navigating our audience? How are we staying connected, right? Because in a world where there's just so much information, there's so much information overload, you know, we want to be able to stay top of mind, but we don't want to stay top of mind in the sense of like junk food. We want to stay top of mind in where we're feeding our audience something new, a perspective that they haven't heard before. And also just from your unique perspective, right? And then something that's just going to keep them coming back. So a lot of times, again, we may put so much effort into like a really, really good post, but if you're not connecting and converting that traffic, it's a lot of wasted energy. Okay. So this is why showing you this funnel, this really simple funnel, is going to be super helpful. Okay. So I'm going to do a quick walkthrough. I'm not going to go into the details of each of the pieces because, again, it's going to be way overwhelming. And then also, if you haven't gone to the guide section of the group, there are so many trainings on this in there already, as well as some of the future trainings I'm going to have. I'll, start to break this down. Okay. So I'm going to go over as much as I possibly can, but I'm not going to go into a lot of the details. So let me actually back it up. And I want to show you just kind of like an overview of what this looks like. Do not feel like funnels are hard, guys. Like whatever false belief or preconceived like idea that you have about funnels, I want you to just kind of throw those in the trash, because funnels really are simply steps that people take from when they hear about your offer to when they check out and purchase. And these are basic fundamental business principles. Okay. So I know some of us did not go to business school or whatever, but these are basic principles. So these aren't just, things that we, just pull out of thin air. A lot of times there are fancy, we're marketers. So there's a lot of fancy, terms, social funnel, automated sales machines, and all these kind of things, right? Webinar funnels and da, 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 da. So what happens is that if you're not an educated consumer, you're confused about how to build these funnels. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's so complicated. When the real simple reality is, it is the steps that someone takes to complete, like from when they hear your offer to complete and checkout. Okay. So this is one example of a funnel. So we start here from Instagram, and we simply make an Instagram post. We just, we market, we build awareness. And most of the time I like to schedule my Instagram post. I use Facebook Creator Studio. Now, sometimes I just use the Instagram app. So if you do have the scheduling feature available there, you just simply use that. So you make a post. Okay. This is some kind of lead magnet post or something, or where you want to just really take the people off of the platform, off of Instagram, right? And continue to nurture them and stay top of mind while you continuously still pump out content. Because again, they're not going to always see your content. So you want to make sure that you are creating a very valuable funnel that takes up real estate in someone's brain, so that whatever you're the expert at, they think of you. And this is one of the ways that you do that. So you make the post. And then, the post is like, hey, I have a freebie, or I have whatever. Let's just do this for a lead magnet funnel. Comment for the link, or send me a DM for the link, or click the link in bio. Okay. So then the person goes, and then they do that. And then they get into an opt-in page. And then the opt-in page, they sign up. Then it takes them to, generally speaking, the download. And then from there, an email nurture sequence fires off. And mind you, most of these lead funnel websites, email service providers that you're using, they all already have these systems and these funnels already set up. So half of this stuff you don't even have to set up. They already do it for you. They already create these templates, and more than likely it follows this framework. And also, you only have to set this up one time. And if you do want to do it for another lead magnet, you can duplicate this template and then, just copy it over and add the new information of your new lead magnet into it. So it's really not difficult. You do this once, and then you can automate this entire process. Okay. So then you have your email nurture sequence fire off. And then from there, the natural next step, right? So this is the lead section, and this is the sales section. So this is when you capture the lead, you can connect and you nurture them. And then this is when you're guiding them to make a sale. So the email nurture sequence navigates them eventually to the sales page. So in the sales page, if someone doesn't purchase, then naturally, you know about this, you have abandoned cart sequence. The abandoned cart sequence is to get them to the order page, or they can just go straight to the order page and then they check out. So you can see the directions of the arrows. Everything is meant to move them forward to get to this thank you page. And again, this whole part, you generally set up one time. There's templates, there's frameworks, and all of these systems and your email service providers. You just do it once. Okay. And then after you do that, your only job is to get people into this funnel, to pipeline people into this funnel. Okay. So that's how simple this process can be. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to show you what this looks like. So let me know if that makes sense. And if you're like, oh my gosh, it's still so hard, so again, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so simple. And then let me show you what this looks like in real time. Okay. So this is just like a little post I made. I think I broke this down in a training before, where this is literally just screenshots of my iPhone notes. So when people say that content has to be complicated, or it's like, I just don't have the graphic design skills and things like that. No, it's actually really not. It's more so about just being consistent in your visuals. Obviously, like you don't want all kinds of like crazy things all over the place and look like just one of those pages where it's just like, it's crazy, unless you're like a quote page. Again, fill in your industry. And it's more about the substance of what you're saying versus does it look pretty? Okay. So, God bless iPhone, because I just take a screenshot. I like literally type this in my notes, take a screenshot, like crop it, and then post it here. So the beautiful part about this is that, again, this is in my unique voice. It's in my unique perspective. I'm not going to go too much into content, but it was just this crazy sort of idea that I had that, made me 2K in 2 days versus being like, here's how to do. It was basically an email promo that I did when I was in the middle of like doing something fun. So instead of me being like, oh, here's a way to send an email and make 2K, right? That's kind of boring. I was just like, wow, I'm going to position this as unorthodox business idea, because the truth is like you stay in a childlike state, it's going to help you, stay creative. So anyways, at the end of this, I have a call to action. So I like to call these my double call actions, where I have them inside of the carousel. And then I also have it in the captions. So just kind of like reiterate, like, okay, come on, like, do you want this? And so I say, drop F2S in the comments if you want access to the free mini course. And I repeat that here inside of the caption. So here's the beautiful part. This was scheduled. So you just put it in, you schedule, you set it, and you forget it, right? And so then if I say drop F2S in the comments, then you can kind of scroll through. This actually had got a lot of conversation. So, you see someone here that says like F2S and then F2S. And so here's the beautiful part, because I'm not the one that sent this little message right here, sent to your DM. There's a tool called ManyChat. It's free up to a certain amount of like contacts. I think it's like 2,000. And what ManyChat does is that I connect it to this post. And I connect the lead magnet, and I have them reply to this DM from this trigger word or trigger phrase F2S. And then this little message gets sent out. And then it automatically then sends this person a DM with the link to the masterclass. Why I like to do it this way is because when people see, there's multiple reasons, but when people see the engagement here, the comments, they're like, oh, I want to be a part of that too. That's one. Another thing is that Instagram loves this. This is a way to get engagement on this post, kind of build it up, work with the algorithm. And then Instagram also loves it when it sees that you're starting also a conversation with them inside of their DM. Now, this is the part of the funnel and the process that I do not need to do as a human. To tell them I send it to their DM and then send it to the DM, that's not what I need to do. What I do then afterwards, or a virtual assistant does, is then talk to them and say, hey, if you have any questions, let me know. That's where the human element comes in this part of the funnel. But a task like this, to send hundreds of people the link to your freebie, is not a task that you do. Now with ManyChat, it's so easy. Okay. They literally have a template for this. So all you do is you click the template that they have, and then you just follow the instructions to plug in your information. And the template that they do have has step-by-step notes so that it's easy for you to plug this in. Okay. So it is literally that simple. So any of these posts that you see where I have a call to action for them to drop a comment and go to the DMs is for these various reasons. Also, it's a little bit more personal because obviously anybody can click the link in your bio, but adding that tiny little element of like making it feel like an engaging conversation. And then at the end of the day, having that conversation later with them in the DMs is amazing. And then ManyChat can also do follow-ups to just keep that conversation going so that it bumps that notification up your feed. And then you or your VA as a human will come in and continue the conversation. Okay. So very easy. So after this, then let's say I'm the person, I go into the funnel. Okay. So for this funnel, I still use ClickFunnels, and these are the steps. So these are generally the same steps that I showed you inside of this system. And then I'm just kind of showing you practically on the back end what it looks like. So keep in mind, for the funnel templates or the different things, it really just depends on the tools that you use. But again, a lot of them already come with these templates. So, or you can buy different ClickFunnels templates already pre-made, and you just load it into your ClickFunnels and then you swap out the information. So again, don't feel like this is so complicated because you're not going to be able to figure out how to like set it up. Like take some time, go look at some templates, and then, read some instructions and follow it, because it's really not that difficult to set up, and it's going to save you a lot of time, okay, in your business, especially if you feel like you just try all of these random sales strategies and you're like, I have no idea what's happening. Well, if you don't have a clear picture, a clear vision to be able to see what it is that you're doing, then it's going to be really impossible to try to figure it out, okay? And so you can see here, like, they have the steps, all the people that are coming in, the sales. So what's happening is that as people are navigating through these steps, guess what? I can make, excuse me, 1 second. I literally need to cough and I'm not going to have coffee. Oh my gosh. Whoop. That was like coming on real strong. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to be able to look at my stats and I'm going to be able to use real-time data throughout this whole entire process to be able to see where my efforts are falling short, where people are actually getting stuck in the funnel. And then I'll be able to make wise decisions using data to get to a point where I actually have a sales system that's working. Okay. But if I don't have data and I'm not doing this process, and again, I'm just like making posts, wondering why people aren't buying, wondering what's going on. So I'm not doing all that. Okay. I'm not going to even also go into an explanation about why this is so important. Okay. So let me see where I'm at. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to show you kind of what each of these pages look like. So it's, like I said, pretty simple. There's a template for this, and all I did was like swap out my stuff. So whatever my freebie is, I come in. Oh, sweet Griffin. Okay. And then you just plug it in, right? So then someone's like, you can add, testimonials here if you want, instructions, results. You actually honestly don't even really need half of this stuff. This is right here is the most important part. That's it. So then someone signs up and then they go into it. Now, here's the difference that I didn't talk about here on this automated sales strategy. I like to do a tiny offer in between. So after they opt in, they get taken to this page instead of the download. And basically, this is some type of offer that's complementary to what it is that they're going to learn. And if they don't want it, they can literally just say, no, thank you. But the benefit is that if they do decide to get this tiny offer, I have the potential of making $29.95, or even if they do the order bump like 49, or sorry, can I do the math really quick? I'm so bad at math. Okay, wait, what is that? 39? Yeah, 49. Oh my gosh, Terry. So $49.95. And that's so beautiful because as I'm growing leads, this is why I say you can get paid to grow your email list. This is the potential that someone's like, oh yeah, I want this. And then they buy it and then they move forward into the funnel. This also is a way to mitigate the cost, especially as if you're going to use paid ads to grow leads. So this is, again, a little piece that I added. So, and there's a lesson about this in the Facebook guides, if you want to go check that out there. So then let's say they say yes, they buy it, whatever, cool. They move on to the next phase. If they don't buy it, they can just come straight here. And so this is where we're at here is the download page. Okay. So now they're at the download page, and this is where they get the actual free resource. I like to do mini courses, but basically I just, sorry, that part is X'd out. I take a long video and then I just chop it up into short videos, because then it's just easier, honestly, for consumption. And then at the bottom of my freebie download page, I do have, again, the next bump to move them down the funnel to actually go to the sales page. So I'm going to back it up here and show you with the email automation sequence. I'm not going to show you the back end of it because I don't really want to go, like I said, too much into all of that today. But the email nurture sequence, the biggest mistake that I see people make when they do the email nurture sequence is that you send them to all of these random places. You're not supposed to do that. Don't start sending them to new freebies. Don't start sending them down this journey of it doesn't things that they're not, that are not relevant to what it is that you're talking about. Your email nurture sequence needs to do one job. It needs to get them to complete the lead magnet, get them to complete the freebie. So you should be creating a freebie that has a lot of value that actually kind of gives them a tiny win, kind of that first step, or it needs to be something that really is crushing all of the objections or shifting perspectives. And so you need to get them to finish the lead magnet with your email nurture sequence. Do not send them anywhere else except for completing this. And then once you get to the end of the sequence, then you push them to the sales page. If you don't do this, you're going to spend all of this energy doing all of this energy getting into this pipeline, and then you're going to stop your funnel. And this is where your biggest leak is probably going to start. And then you're just going to be like, okay, why am I not making sales? Okay. So that is the biggest thing. This is not a welcome series of welcoming people into your email, email marketing, and where it's like, okay, I'm going to tell you about myself. I'm going to tell you about this thing. That's not it. Get them, use the email nurture sequence to get them to finish the lead magnet. Okay. So now we do that. They're like, oh my gosh, this lead magnet was so good. My perspective was shifted. I need the next step. So again, you're going to move them to the sales page. So the sales page can be so many different things. It really just on your audience. So I use this funnel a lot for cold audience, people that don't know me. So I tend to have a longer sales page when I do that, so that there's more information that they need and I'm taking them on a different journey. If this was for a warmer audience, I would have a shorter sales page because it's like, you already know, you're ready to buy. So like, here it is. If it's for like my hot audience, I'm honestly just sending them straight to the checkout. Okay. So there's, like I said, those tiny details of it, but again, I'm not going to go into it. So whatever you have here, you have the sales page, because now they finish the lead magnet, the email nurture sequence automatically starts promoting the sales page. Or if they're on your download page, again, you can have that call to action where it's like, okay, well, you're ready, you're done with this little mini course. Are you ready to go into more? Enroll now, which again takes them to the sales page. I do also like to have a little message here where it says DM me, because if they're just like, I need to talk to somebody or just have some questions, then it's great, because honestly, DM sales are really fantastic and literally so easy. I remember I was like literally laying in my dad's bed, and I had my feet up, and someone was like in my DMs asking me questions. They're like, okay, I'm gonna buy. Where's the link? And I'm like, here you go. And I'm like, wow, that was like the easiest $1,000 I ever made. So then they have the sales page, right? So they're like, okay, I'm in. So they're like, sign me up now. I'm all ears. All right. And then they enroll. And so from there, one of two things happens. Either they're just like straight up, they go to the order page and they're straight up like, I am going to buy, right? And then come here and they can check out, if you have a upsell, more upsells, you can increase your average cart order. You already have them in there. Why not? If they don't buy, then we go back here to your abandoned cart sequence. So your abandoned cart sequence isn't just like, hey, you forgot something, go back and buy this. That's not what it's for. It's to crush objections, and it's to continue to build belief. So if you have a list of objections that people have about your offer, whether they have, let's say, so if you have never sold your offer before, there's probably a list of common objections in your industry, in your market, for the type of offer you have. What are those? Find the response for that. If you have sold your offer before, then there's something you could do with a why didn't you buy survey to the people that basically didn't buy, and ask them what's the reason. And so from there, you're able to use that actual data, and they're going to tell you why they didn't buy. They could be like, oh, this was confusing. I had no idea. Like, honestly, isn't it the right, time, or whatever the reason may be. That it's going to help you understand why people aren't buying. So then when you have that information, you can take it back to your abandoned cart sequence. And based on the top priority, like objection, whatever is like the most, where people are just like, this is the biggest objection. Like, I don't know if it's going to work for me. Right. So then it's like, let's say you're selling to moms who are very busy, and you have a case study or an example of a mom who's really busy and she's gotten, really great results despite her schedule. That's something that you could put in there to help build that belief and also crush that objection. So that's what your abandoned cart sequence is to do. Because again, we're moving them forward until we get to the promised land, which is the thank you page. Sorry, some geese just flew over and that was so cute. So now you're on the order page. So again, the abandoned cart should hopefully have done its job, and then they enroll. And then in the enrollment, they get to, the thank you page, which again has the next steps, whatever it is your offer is based on your offer. And so what happens is that this is happening 24/7 on the back end. Okay. Your only job is this right here, because once you set this up once, you don't have to really look at it again. The thing that you do is once a week, you go through and you check your data and you see how much traffic comes through. And then and the beauty of having this in one place, like having your whole entire system in one place, is that you'll be able to see the stats for each part, and you'll be able to see the drop off for each part. So what's going to happen then is that you'll be able to see the different areas of your funnel and where that blockage is. Because again, before, if you're just sending people to your website, if you're just sending people all these like places and they're not connected, and you're just like, why aren't people buying? If you can't see this, then you're not going to know where that roadblock is. And this is why this is so beautiful. So again, once you have this set up once and you're like, okay, the roadblock's here, I can fix it. Okay, the roadblock gets right here. Okay, I need to get, do better with my abandoned cart sequence. Okay, the roadblock is at the sales page. They're not even getting to the abandoned cart. They're just immediately leaving. What's going on, right? So now you're making wiser decisions with your time instead of guessing and like wondering what's happening. So then once you have this set up once, and your only job, again, is to get traffic. So you can schedule a whole bunch of Instagram posts to go out that have the call to action, like I showed you, with having them comment or click the link in the bio or sending a DM. You can have this from an Instagram story. It can be a Facebook post, like wherever the traffic is. For the sake of this one, I'm just showing you literally an Instagram post to get traffic into this. And that's it.
So now your time is literally used just thinking about what kind of content you can create and then looking at your data once a week, every 7 days to troubleshoot and optimize.
Like it literally doesn't get any simpler than that. Okay, so this really gives you your time back, and it really gives you a lot of clarity and vision about what it is that you're doing. Okay, so that is it for this quick sort of walkthrough of this live Instagram funnel that I'm constantly using. And I use this again all the time. So I'm going to take some time, like 5 or 10 minutes, if you do have any questions on this. If not, again, this replay will be saved in the guide section. And if you don't know where the guide section is, just Google it because it looks really different on the desktop and it looks really different on mobile, and they're always changing it. So probably what I say today is what it's not going to be tomorrow. So yes. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me jump back to the live so I can see it there. I think maybe what I'm going to do in the next series of trainings is going through and breaking down each of these steps. So I may have a training that really kind of breaks down the Instagram post and kind of what it needs, breaking down the ManyChat, and breaking down each of these steps so that you can kind of have a deeper walkthrough. Um, but if not, if you don't have any questions, let me know. Like I said, you can go back and watch this replay so that you can take notes the second time around. But again, guys, this is so fun and this is so easy. And having this system is what allows me to do all the things that I do today. So I'm not sure if any of you saw, but on the Instagram, I am doing a lot more there. I'm actually going live there, which I haven't done before. And I actually made my first reel today, which I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be doing this all the time, but it was kind of cool. And I realized because I have these systems running in the back end in various ways and so much traffic being sent through it that like I actually have the free time and the space to do all of these sort of, human things, right? Show up live, actually spend some time talking to the people in my DMs and growing my community connections because I have the time to do that. I'm doing that because I genuinely want to and I genuinely can, not because I need you to do anything for me. And that's also one of the benefits that having a system like this gives you. Okay. You're welcome, Denise. So yes, I think that's it for today, guys. Oh, hey, Sierra. Yes, you can watch the replay once this is over. Came in late, but super helpful training. Thank you. What software are you using? So for my email sequences, I do one of two things. I use ActiveCampaign, but also inside ClickFunnels. Let me show you. In the automation section, you can I'm actually just going to show you really quick. I have another funnel that I'm using inside of ClickFunnels where let me close some things out because this sweet computer of mine, it does what it does for me. But when I have too many things going, it's just like, Terry, I can't. Okay, let me see really quick. Where's my new funnel? What's it called? Okay, this one. So to answer your question, Sierra, I typically use ActiveCampaign. I like it better. And again, I'm a marketer, so I get really crazy with my segmentation and my tagging and all these type of things, which again is eventually where you want to get to, but I'm trying to keep it simple for you guys. However, I do have this new funnel that I created, and it's a shorter, smaller funnel. And my automation for this actually is inside of ClickFunnels itself for the email part of it. And let me show you what that looks like. So it's right here. So immediately you get the download for the course. And then 2 days later, I'm checking in. And then again, every 2 days, it's like about a 2-week email sequence. I'm checking in. And again, the emails here are details about the lead magnet because my goal is to get them to finish the lead magnet before I move them forward down the funnel to the main offer. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. All right. So if there's any other questions, let me know. If not, that's it. I'm going to end this and save it so that you guys can watch it. And I will do what I did last time where I'm going to just, like I said, figure out what the next topic is. It seems that based on the data that I got from the post that I made from you guys in the group that automated sales is the number one thing that you guys want to learn. So I'm contemplating, like I just mentioned, taking every step of this funnel and actually going into detail and breaking it down so that you can really have a full picture. So when I do the next one, I will make an event and let you know, and we'll keep this process going. Yes, I do have ClickFunnels and ActiveCampaign integrated. It's very easy because they already have a native integration, so it's not like you have to use like Zapier or anything to do it. So it's very easy. Okay, Crystal. Yeah. So I think what I'll do is probably the next lesson will be the first part is actually breaking down the Instagram post itself and kind of showing you kind of the details of what's needed in there, and then kind of showing you behind the scenes of ManyChat to show you kind of how that connects. And then again, I'll just break it down piece by piece until we kind of get to the end of the funnel. Okay. All right. I think that's it, guys. You're welcome. Happy Friday, and I will see you guys soon. And I actually don't really know how to end this live. I'm somewhere else. Okay.